Hello. Why is my hat not moving with my head? That shouldn't happen. Let's go fix that, shall we? So this can stay where it is. Pin that to my head. And pin this here. Okay, now we should be good. Is it working? Is it working? No, it's moving so weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, there's that. There's that. And It's very floppy because it's pinned to my bangs, but we'll make do. Always scuff? Yeah. So the other thing is I realize this every single time that I start an art stream, right? But there is nowhere good for my tracking setup to go while I am doing an art stream. So it's gonna be a little awkward here. How is that? Is that a good position? Not really. Difficulties. Always difficulties. Horse, why didn't it throw? Or did it throw and I just missed it? I should have heard it. One sec. Let me check this. No, that is horse. No horse. Yeah, why no horse? That's connected. That's connected. I will simply do this then to get the horse to happen. Ow. Painful. Excruciating, even. Can I put this up here, perhaps? The answer there seems to be a resounding no. Yeah, I think because my tablet is just utterly preventing me from putting my tracking setup anywhere even remotely convenient. So we will simply just go with what we can here and hope for the best. Twitch integrated throwing system should be... Wait, maybe it disconnected from Twitch again. Is that what happened? That is what happened. I don't know why it always randomly loses Twitch connection. Too many requests. Please try again later. I see. That's probably why it's losing connection. Well, I think that means that we're probably just going... We'll try again in like a couple minutes and see what happens, but... For now, I guess I will manually redeem these. They do have it square. So basically, for those of you who weren't here for Upwards Reign, we play as a charming little postbird named Rain. And she goes on a little adventure to help her girlfriend, who isn't yet her girlfriend, but will absolutely be her girlfriend in the future, Mila, to find a package from her deceased friend, Dandelion. And in there, we have a lot of stamps, and the stamps help us solve puzzles. As stamps do. That's kind of just what you use stamps for. I think they have other uses outside of just solving puzzles in real life, but I couldn't tell you what they are. Hello, Passel. So basically, with that said, we will be making custom stamps for all of you. There are a couple ground rules for these stamps. One, because the stamps in-game, yeah, you can put them on your hat if you deliver enough letters or earn yourself a promotion. As you can see by my lovely hat here. So basically, the thing here is we have a couple ground rules for the stamps. The first and most important one is you will have to pick a color palette up here. Right there is the default color palette for the stamps that the game uses. But as the game had detailed, over time, different colors and styles of stamp and stuff come into fashion and fall out of fashion. So you will need to pick a 5-color palette or go with the default stamp color palette. And the other ground rule is I would like to give everybody a chance to have their own stamp. So once you have gotten a stamp, like, until we've kind of round robined through everybody, I would like to basically make sure that, you know, we move on to, like, another person's stamp afterwards. Otherwise, there's no, like, hard limit on how many stamps you can have. We'll do as many as we have, like, you know, time and energy and phone battery for, because I don't have a phone charger. And yeah, that's basically about it. The designs will be fairly minimal. Like, for example, like you can see here is one, or like here is another example of them. So they'll be pretty quick, pretty simplistic. Here's one that I have preemptively made for Passel because I am sure it was coming. So I figured I would just reach into the Pear Wiggler and pull the stamp out now. But this gives you kind of an idea of what you'd be looking for with the stamps. So yeah, that one, that stamp is used to indicate that the package being delivered has evil inside. I haven't thought of a good way to... Actually, wait, I know what I can do. I will do this real quick. Go here. I will do this. Stamp. And I will hit this. Okay, there should be now a stamp redeem sitting there on the side. So you can use the stamp redeem to request a stamp, and we will go off of the order that they are requested. Okay, so first things first, we've got... Sroka. Demi. I have thought of an idea for my turn at the Stamp Glue Factory. Feel free to redeem it and get in the queue. I was going to say, surprise, I'm not asking for an Amogus. Well, that's good, because this one was made off stream anyway and doesn't count, so you can still request. Oh, wait, I set that as per stream rather than per user. Okay, there we go. It should be fixed now. I would like a backpack stamp using the circle stamp. You got it. Do you have any specific color scheme that you would like? Default color palette? Can do, can do. Okay, so let me make a new folder here. And we will... I'm going to assume that the backpack here is probably going to be in the sort of brown color. Do you have a specific type of backpack that you're thinking of? And let me name this folder Soroka. My canvas backpack. Could you pop me a reference of that on Discord real quick? I think I know what it looks like, given that I've drawn it a couple times. It's like the, it has like the bedroll on top and then kind of like this sort of shape to it, I think. But we can just pop a reference via Discord and do it that way. Ba, 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 ba. As for this, while we lay in the background, I think probably the best color for this will be this for the background. Just because that will give us a little bit of leeway there. Meanwhile, let me also go quickly check this again. Ba-da-da-da-da. See if this will let me connect now. Alright, there we go. We should be back online with the Twitch integrated throwing system. Ow! Yep, we're certainly back online. Are you allowed to use the rectangle stamp shape, but dramatic pause horizontal? Yes, you are. Wifey. I should make that one just cheaper than all of the other redeems. We have some other surprises too with yeah, so that's fixed. You might notice that Bonk is there again and is fixed. We've got some other upgraded redeems with the generic throws that you can do. There was basically ow. Ow. Stop it. That hurts. No. Ow. You're not even waiting for me to stand back up yet. Why would you do that? I see. This has become the Abuse Avery Alexandria stream. Ow. Hydrate? I can do that. Okay. So with Soroka's backpack here, I get hydrate. Why do I gotta keep hydrating? Are you trying to drown me? Oh, Charm got a stamp and all that mess. Let me do that real quick. So, am I missing any orders here? There's a lot of violence. Ow! I didn't even see what you hit. What was the damage? I think 30? Nice, that's a max hit. So that basically, I'm gonna upgrade that a little bit later and add some more OSRS weapons. I have figured out how to program in the accuracy check so that you can miss and also get max hit splats. I just need to actually implement that. So I'll do that later. I forgot to do that. Okay, sent the ref via Discord. So let's see. So first things first, we've got the backpack shape, which we will just do like this. No, we won't, because that's going to fill all the way outside there. That's going to do that. We'll go like this. Boop. Fill. Come on. Why is it no filling? Clothesline shape like that. If I just turn off the reference layer there. Will I do it? There we go. Have you decided what OSRS weapons to include yet? I am definitely putting in Osmumten's Fang because I can do the very funny little like accuracy check that it has. I will probably be putting in a God Sword of some sort just because it is an iconic weapon. I will probably be putting in a Chinchompa because I can make them explode when they hit me in the head. And that's probably it for initial ideas here. Ow! I wonder if I should put a cooldown on that. Actually, let me do it this way. Yeah, that works better. Okay, so we got that. The bedroll is blue, so maybe I should change the background color. Let's do maybe this. Then we can put the bedroll in. Close that shape off. And then we can get this. Come up on top here. There's that strap. There's this strap. And then there is this strap. All right, so let's fill these in. And then we can come back here, grab our eraser. Do that again, but my hand stays steady this time. Then again, I just realized by not putting a cooldown on horse, it's pretty expensive relative to other things. It might slowly bankrupt y'all out of being able to put me to sleep. So maybe there's actually a brilliant strategy at play here. Alright, merge these real quick. do that. Grab this. And then just gotta find the right brush size for this. And just so that we know that it is... Oh, I think the reason that Plush Rush is broken is because my other phone is currently being not charged. And I haven't moved that redeem over to StreamerBot yet. We can just do... there's a plush in here somewhere. There we go. Easy, first try. Ow. So let's add to the top of this real quick. Just... a feather. Maybe like this. I think I actually kind of just like the default position of it, so... What would this stamp inspire you to do? Probably look in my dang backpack to see if I have anything on hand that could help me in the situation. Alright, so there we go. That is our first stamp. So let's hit this one up. Demi, you are up. What sort of stamp would you like? And what sort of color palette would you like? I'm back. Demi, are you still there? Ow! Maybe I should add more horses, too. Whose stamp was finished? I'll mark it off the redeem queue. That was Sroka's. I think Demi is next. But I don't know if Demi is there and or paying attention. If not, we could always move on to Molly's in the meanwhile. What would an Agnes Tachyon redeem be? All sorts of nonsense. I would gladly be Tachyon's guinea pig. All right, since Demi seems to be not here or not paying attention, we will quickly move on to Molly's and we will go back to Demi's if they show up. So, you're up, Molly. What do you want? Pick your shape, pick your colors. Hold on a sec. Gotcha. I just thought of a fun stamp. I'm watching an old man die. Understandable. I'm going to quickly throw together this other stamp idea while I have the idea in my head. So, let's grab a red background color. We'll put it right on the square stamp. We will grab this, fill this in. Then we will go below it. And we will fill this in. It is, in fact, a Pukeko. I think for Bakshin, I can set her to have maximum speed and 0 impact so that she will actually fly into me at Mach 26 and then just go ricocheting off. There we go, La Creatura. That was just a placeholder one, though. What are some other fun stamps we can do in the meanwhile? Let's do a... maybe like this. Yeah, there we go. So for this one, we will need a blue. We will need a circle. A Tonberry slightly in force perspective, pointing the knife to the tip of the triangle. Can do. Let me just quickly wrap up this placeholder stamp while I'm at it. And then we will need the white. We will do this. We will do this and this. We will do this. This is a Scrimblow. This Poplio is giving me a little bit of like the homophobic dog stare, it feels like. Like, this Poplio for sure knows what I am. The bonks, they hurt. I'm years out of practice at absorbing the impact of the hammer. Not really a fan of fire types. Oh no. Ow! Also, for the color palette, Molly, what would you like? Why is this not filling? Oh, it's because I'm a fool and I didn't connect the lines up top. Boop, there we go. All right, so let me go here. Because we could probably keep the red background, blue skin, yellow eyes, blue. No, I mean, like, you could go with, like, different colors than the default stamp color palette if you wanted. I've just been using the default color palette. It just has to be less than 5 colors. All right, so let's see. Red background. And then blue skin, yellow eyes. Well, let's get the knife in here first. Maybe not. Let's see. Trying to think for this one. Because what I'm thinking right now is, like, you have the Tonberry head here. Got the robes. We'll go for the big old feet. But I just need to get the distortion right on this. Alright, so now we're getting somewhere a little bit better. There we go, that should work for now for, like, a guideline. So we will put in the knife. We will put in the skin. We will put in the robe. The thing I like about these stamps is they're so quick and easy to come together. There must be a gap on this side somewhere. we will put in the big old Tonberry foot. And let me just double check something. Okay, they are round rather than almond shaped. Let's quickly just fix the shape of the head a little bit. Fix the feet. Oh yeah, Demi, since you're back, what do you want for your stamp? Ow. Just the Demi-Ling face? Easy peasy, can do. And let's add maybe something like this. So the thing that this stamp would inspire me to do is stab. Because in the game, that's what the stamps help you do. They inspire you to try things that you might not otherwise have thought of. Alright, there we go. We got ourselves a Tonberry stamp. Let me turn off the little guidelines in the bottom here. And let me fix the knife surface a little bit here as well. Alright, there we go. I'm assuming that for your stamp here, you probably want it to be on the circle. This is going to be our fastest stamp yet. Alright, so we got that. Let's go in and do like this. Then we will do like this. And then we will do like this. We will duplicate the layer. We will flip the... Oh no, that's the same hotkey! That was the same hotkey as the gold ship. We will connect these. And, we can add a little bit more to this, I think. Oops. Do I want to stripe these maybe? Maybe not. What if I take all of the red? And then I do that. There we go. We have ourselves a Demiling stamp. If I could just fix this curve to look a little bit better. All right, there we go. Easy peasy. So that means we can put ourselves some checks next to Demi. Check next to Molly. Which means, Kat, you are up next. What would you like for your stamp? DMing me. Oh, this is going to be a fancy one then. Okay, horizontal rectangle base colors. So let's rotate here. And for this one, we will just grab a square. We will grab the red. Let me hit this real quick. All right, so we will need Ooh, my keyboard is so hard to reach like this. There we go. So we'll need that. We will need a circle. We will need probably actually a slightly thicker circle. We will need another rectangle. Sorry for the complex one. I just thought it was really funny. No, I think this is workable. We will need probably a blue background here real quick. Then we will need above that a white rectangle. And maybe shrink that in a tiny bit. And then we can trim all of this with blue. Let's move our circle down. Whoops. Let's move our circle down. And then we come back to the blue. We'll put another separating line here. See, the thing is in order to have negative thoughts, I would have to have thoughts at all. We will need a polygon. We will need roundness of corner. Let's do like 4. We will need this to be this. We will need this to be on a layer above. Nah, we can round the corners out much more than that. Let's go like this. That's still not very round. Still not very round. There we go, that's a little bit better. Do that. We'll grab a circle. We will pop that there. Oh, accidentally bumped my phone to the side here. Then we will put in the little exclamation point. Now, all we will need is the text. So let's grab white text. We will go onto a new layer. Danger. It'd help if I could type on my keyboard because it's all the way over here. Ugh. Set that to white. Rotate it 90 degrees. And we will crank up the text size. Probably be impact. Oh, right, instead of danger, it's crackers. I see. Wait, I need to caps lock that. Get rid of the underlining on that. Then we will grab the blue, come over here, keep away, pop that to a new line, rotate, and then we will up the text size until we hit what we need to. We'll justify it centered. And we will continue upping this font size. Then we just got to go below this, grab this, and actually, wait, let's go. Oh, I didn't even put these into the right folder. Pop that in there, pop that in there, move them up to the top. And then Come down here. Fill that in. Fill that in except correctly. And then we just need some antlers. This is gonna hurt. I need to flip the canvas again, though. And then just one little thing here. Alright, there we go. We got ourselves a Crackers Keep Away stamp. I'm waiting for it. Yeah! Well, no, you have to have the deer do not the crackers. Alright, so that's cats. Curious, you call yourself cat, though you were clearly a deer. Alright, V, what do you want for your stamp? Oh, V. It's time for your stamp. You'll DM me? Bet. These are fun to make. I like this. It kind of almost is reminiscent a little bit of the hand turkey streams, to be honest. Which I promise this year we will have turkeys. I sure can. So let's see. Let's make ourselves a new folder. And for this one, we will want the dark background because nocturnal. Let me grab myself a reference here, even though I know what these look like. It always helps. Alright, so what color setup do I want to go with here? I think I'll go like this. And then I will grab this. And we will put... wait, am I doing this far enough up? I am not. It needs to go a little bit further back. Like this. Trust the process. Alright, so let's grab the regular G pen. Move this up in size. Add some little fur tufties. Right now this looks kind of like a sock puppet, but... Well, you see, Passel, have you considered Bakshin, Bakshin, Bakshin? Then we will need... Gotta get the shape on these right. Put the other one behind the body. Grab this. Come back up top. Do that. Right now, this has a little bit too much of, like, just a ridiculous jaw going on, so let's fix that shape a little bit. Oop. Right, this is clipped to this layer, so I'll erase this one. The Avery art stream is real. It is true. My phone keeps getting bumped to the wrong angle because I keep looking away. Ow! Ow! Alright, then we need just... a little bit of this. A little bit of this. Nah, that doesn't have enough contrast. In that case, let's just go... like this. And then we just need the teeth. Ow! Which means we can go all the way up top. And we will get ourselves a little tail in here. So what this stamp would inspire me to do is eat the bugs. Get the fuzzy little hand in there. And I think aside from that, it would just be the little whiskers, probably. No, maybe the whiskers are, like, too much. Let's see. Ooh, wait, you did just give me an idea, though. I can come to the back layer here. And then I can grab the white and just... There we go. We've got ourselves a stamp. Alright, so that means that V's first stamp is set. So now we are at Pastel. And then I will also add Ocean in here. You. Alright, Pastel, what do you want? I honestly really like how I look in this post hat. It's a good look. Avian with her face and wing, then something like Avian was here. Okay, so can I draw an Avian from memory? Let's see. I know you've got the big ponytail. I know you've got the goggles. I think the bangs were pretty straightforward, so... We're doing a lot of dark background stamps, but... what stamp shape do you want, Pastel? Because I'm thinking maybe the tall ones, so that we have a little bit more space. Yeah, okay. Same wavelength here. So, let's just get Avian's round little head in here. Then we'll do that. Fill in the eyes that I did on the wrong layer, but that's fine. We can just fix this like this. Then we need to get her hair in. And fill that in. Then for the ponytail, we will go big ol' spike. I'm gonna leave that a little bit separate from the head. Maybe I'll just erase it to add some more space there. We want to keep a little bit of delineation with the stamp edge. We will go red for the tongue inside. Then we will go put the goggles on. And a little bit more shape on this one. Go a layer above, clip it back. Get the goggle lenses in. And then we need the scarf. I'll do in this color. Wait, no, that's the skin color. So the scarf I'll do in this color. The body I will do in this color. Get a little spray can. Oops, this needs to go below this layer. Completely off topic, but would you happen to know why the recommended gear button keeps trying to equip the brand new ring? Its effect only works under level 30, and it's got all 2s for stats, so I don't know what metric it's using. Maybe item level? Alright, so there's this one now. Wait, gotta remember. Pinky's out. It's polite, you know? And then we just need to come all the way up top here. Fill these all in. Fix the shapes on these a little bit. Actually, let me get rid of the white highlights. I know what I'm going to do for this. So I'll do that. Then I will do this. And then I will just need this one, and we should be good to do the secret technique. No, I'll have her spell it right. I was gonna have her completely butcher the spelling. Oh, with her wing hand? Yeah, I can fix that in just a sec. So let me just bop this. And now I will merge selection from layer, create selection, select shrink selection by 5 pixels, a bit more. And we will fill this with this. Then we will lock the transparency on this. We will grab the... maybe not. Maybe that doesn't look as good as I thought it would. If I shrink it a little bit more. And then we try filling it with some colors. Lock the transparency, make the brush gigantic. Nah, I think I like it better with just the flat colors. Alright, and then we gotta fix the wing here. So, let's just grab a new layer. See, the nice thing is we can technically just have both variants if we want. Because I can just, like, turn off the hand layer and then have the wing layer. Yeah, when your wings are at the laundromat. The body is on that same layer, which makes this, I'll just do like this. Cut, paste, hide. And then we come back up to the little graffiti here, and we will just go boop, 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 boop. Add some little paint drippies. Add some highlights onto the little bubble letters. Hmm. Maybe I should change this to like this color. And then I can slap the little white highlights onto it. Come up to one layer higher. Add some little paint drippies to these. And a little bit too harsh color. What do I got here? That could be good. No, that's too soft. Might just not have anything good for like that sort of paint splatter. I thought I did. What about my little bloodstain brush? There we go. All right, so we got ourselves a avian stamp. That means you're up next, Charm. DM, fair enough. All right, so preemptively rotating this canvas here. When I post these, I will post them as like proper side-up images. Ooh, this might be a tough one, Charm. I can try. I haven't seen this, so at the same time, it shouldn't be that hard for me to figure this out here. All right, I've got it. I've got it. I think I know how to do this. So let's first things first. We're gonna need a background color. What would be... We'll go with this for the initial background color. Then we'll need to get this in. I have a plan. Oh, you want to break from the regular color palette? Because I figured out how I could actually get this color palette in pretty good, I think. On the default color palette. Watch. So we would need this sort of shape. And let's see, okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll go here. I had Lulu draw this, now you got it too. Fair enough. So that can work for that. Oh, let's see. We'll figure this out in a second here. Did we stamp these stamps on our foreheads? No, you put them on your hat. All right, so now I should be able to fill these shapes in. I don't know, if the nostrils, that might be too much, I think. Maybe if I do them in this. All right, so we got that. And now we just need to put here, warning. Whoops, it's moving the canvas, not the thing. My wife. Yeah, boy. Wait a minute, what folder is this? Is it this one? It's this one. Okay. It's spelled wrong. Charm. There we go. Move this to the right folder. Grab this. And then I will grab this ruled line, grab a dashed line, and then just doop, doop, doop. No, it needs to be bigger. Needs to be smaller. Needs to be bigger.
Barrel.
It's a barrel. All right, there we go. All right, so let me do this. Flip our canvas backside up. It is Ocean's turn. And we might have to swap to PNG soon, for my phone just gave me the 10% battery warning. While we wait, we can go through some of the stamps we've done so far. We've got this one. We've got this one, though it's upside down. We've got this one. This one. This one. Scroll up. This one. 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 Oh yeah, I need to add you to the list on the bottom. My phone's a wimp? Yeah, my phone is also like a decade old at this point. I need to replace it at some point, but that costs money that I don't really have, so it'll have to survive. I also gotta replace my phone charger. There are a lot of things I've got to replace. Basil, no. While we wait for Ocean, what would you like for your stamp, Hannah? Because I just realized I could have just asked for the stamp ideas in advance. Want to trade some art for a pristine iPhone 12 Pro Max? That seems almost excessive for what I would use a phone for. But if you happen to have one laying around, yeah, I could be your art goblin for a while. If you don't have one laying around, that's expensive, no? Hannah, what would you like for your stamp? What can I suggest even? Okay, so basically, all of the stamps in the game Upward's Reign are basically used to just inspire you to think outside of the box. We're kind of just going, with whatever we are feeling here. So, realistically, anything as long as it sticks to these 5 color palettes and works relatively well as a very minimalist sort of design. because, like, with the only 5 colors and the small canvas space, we can't really get, like, there won't be any shading, there won't be any, like, very, like, complex structure, because we're so limited in things. But aside from that, basically anything. And assuming that Ocean ends up being entirely AFK, we could always just, like... I can get that off stream if need be. A pen and quill? I can do a pen and quill. What shape would you want it on? I'm a big fan of the long stamp, personally. Circle? Circle works, too. I like the less commonly chosen, like, shapes. Am I just bad, or is Symboli Rudolph hard to train? I don't have Symboli Rudolph, so I actually don't know what her campaign is like. I'll have to look after stream. Pen and quill we can get relatively easy here. Boop. And do this. I don't know if, like, she's one of those horses that gets kind of hit by, like, surprise long races at the middle of her career. G1's basically straight away. That can also be kind of rough. Let's go like this. And we'll fill this in. We'll give it some space with the border of the stamp. Get the actual quill in. Gold Ship X Major McQueen. Where what? Where Gold Ship, like, puts, like, a pipe bomb in Major McQueen's lunch? Welcome back, Ocean. You're just in time. I skipped ahead of yours just to get another one done while we waited, so there's no big. But I will quickly wrap this one up first. But if you would like to leave me what you would like, I can do that. Manhattan Cafe cross Super Creek. There we go. I'm a Manhattan Cafe enjoyer. Least surprising news of all time, Avery likes the girl who talks to ghosts. And, like, you know, drinks lots of coffee. And draws a lot. Hi there, chill night today? Pretty chill, yeah. If you would like, you can redeem a stamp, and we will add you onto the list, too, as well. I will go over the ground rules for stamps in just a minute once I finish this one. There we go. Okay, so, Ocean, what do you want? I'm trying to get through as many of these as humanly possible before my phone dies on me here. Or wait, no. This one. Just a simple wave shape. I have an idea, though. So, what shape would you want it on, by the way? The swirkle? Okay, we'll go with the swirkle. So I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need to then grab the blue. I should move this to my other monitor so I can more easily see what's going on over here. All right, so on here we have this, then we have this, and we'll close this all in. And then we have this shape here. Close that in a little bit more. Clip this back to this. Make a new layer that isn't clipped. We're going a little bit more complex than just a wave shape, but my love for like woodblock printing and Kachika Hokusai it's overtaken me, so I have to. Let's do that one there. And then get a couple more of these in here. Let's shrink the brush a little bit just to give ourselves some more room. I'm gonna need to go down a layer, I think. And then we will need to grab this, come all the way up above, and we will put the ships in. And there's another one that goes up on top of this one. And since it's a little bit more into the background, we can contrast it with the background by using the red. Um, and then we'll get, we probably don't need the clouds in there, so let's do this. Now, the real question is, am I going to be able to fit all of this in here? Let me draw myself some guidelines first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so do this just to this is going to be excruciatingly small. I can't see what that radical is. I'm going to assume it's probably this one. And then we've got this. And then we've got this one, this one. I've just bonked my head right into my microphone. I'm working off the world's tiniest text here. So it is remarkably difficult to see what I'm doing. And then we've got this, this. Close enough. For now, I can't even see like what the radicals are to put them like into place. But this will do fine for like what we're going for here. Alright, so now what we can do is we can take this and we can cut down the box size. We can zoom out. Unshrimp reminder for when you are done. Oh, well, there went the phone. I'm gonna just slap this over here. And then I will go down here. Turn this on. And then I'll turn this off. There we go. We are back in action, except now we're stuck as a PNG tuber. So let me just create a selection from layer, shrink selected area. Ow. It's not going to kick me off the screen anymore because I am an immovable PNG. Ow. Why would you throw things at me like this? Okay, there we go. We've got ourselves a Great Wave off Kanagawa stamp. We'll just... Ah, you got the good wife noise. It's a barrel. Alright, let me just wrap up this stamp, and then we will figure out what we're doing with here. So it would be Dealey first, because she doesn't have a stamp yet. And then if we don't have any other new stamps by then, unless, did Tokai Nanase redeem a stamp? I didn't see. Alright, there we go. And then what I will quickly do is I will selection from layer here. Select shrink by 20. Select invert selected area. Grab this. Come up here. And do that to give us a nice clean little edge. And we will do 15. No, I think that's actually fine where it is. I'll leave it as is. Don't know of a good idea for a design yet? That's fair. Alright, so we got ourselves that. Dealy then. I forgot to think of an idea. Give me a sec. Fair, fair. Ow. I am now the immovable owl object. What sort of stuff is there so far? I can do that. Pascal, could you pin that message, actually? That's a good idea. So we've got this one, 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 we've got, that's a blank folder, this one, we've got this one, we've got this one, we've got this one, and then we're up to yours. You choose which base it's on. At this point, I think I'm just gonna stick to the base color scheme because we haven't deviated from it this far, and I actually really like the base color scheme for this. Can you just copy the entire canvas and put it in the square stamp? Thanks. At the end, I think what I'll do is I'll take all of the stamps and I'll merge them onto one layer and I'll slam them into whatever stamp they fit in. And we'll have the stamp. You've got your idea. Nyar Sinister Potion. Okay, so for the rectangle, I think this will probably work best if we go on the sideways here. And then I will need to get myself a reference. Okay, so for this one, Feely. We'll go with this for the background color. Then we will need like this sort of shape. I know that that shape is closed. I did oceans, yes. Eh? Oh, it's because I did it on the wrong layer. I am a fool. There we go. So now that we have that, let's see. We're gonna need to be careful with our color choices here. So actually, maybe this color for the background, because that will make it easier for us in the long run here. We'll need a big ol' circle here for Nyar's head. We'll need a set of fingies here, and remember, pinky out. We will need a vial of the substance. We will need some of the substance. I am most glad to be of service, Cat. Alright, so now we've got that. We will need the coat sleeve. We will need the back of the coat sleeve, though I can currently just take these and merge these into one layer and move them a little bit more up into position. Let's see if I can draw a Nyar from memory. She's got the sort of diamondy shaped bangs that overlap themselves. Hello, Meowstachio. If you would like a stamp, there is a redeem for it, as per the pinned message. The only rule is we are limited in color palette, and it has to work fairly well as a minimal design. That and, like, people who haven't gotten stamps yet get precedence over, like, repeat stamps, but we haven't hit, like, the point of repeat stamps yet. Beyond that, stamps are pretty free game. Not even necessarily OCs on stamps. I will quickly just do this. They can be whatever. So like here we've got like a Great Wave off Kanagawa stamp. This one has an OC on it. This one's just like an ink quill. This one's a warning for the I Am Steve scene in Minecraft movie. This one's a possum screaming. Currently our canvas is rotated, which is why these are all at such weird angles. This one's a backpack and a quill. This one is a Tonberry menacing us with a knife. This one is a, like, Kaumoji. This one is a keep away sign to keep the deers away from the crackers. Then we've got a Pukeko. We've got a Poplio. We've got an Among Us. We've got a Ala Elbow Wing. We've got my glasses. So we've got a variety of stamps that we can go for. For the most part, they're fairly free game. As for what the stamps themselves are, those are from a game by Studio Elan called Upwards Rain. They make a lot of, like, Yuri and Sapphic VNs, and they're real good. And I played one of them recently on stream, and was crying like a little baby at the end, and I wanted to draw some of the stamps from the game, or rather, draw some new stamps in the style of the game. So, that's what these are. In-game, the stamps are used to solve little puzzles, where they inspire you to kind of think outside the box. But for the purposes of this, they can be basically whatever.
Barrel.
Barrel. We could do like a glasses adjusting one, yeah. I only caught a little bit of you playing it because it looked like something I'd really get into playing. Yeah, that happened several times, actually, where people were like, I really want to stick around, but also I really want to get the game, so I'm going to have to dip. And it's like, I understand. I, too, probably would have dipped out because I wouldn't have wanted spoilers. However, having now finished the game, glowing recommendation. I really enjoy it. It has, in fact, maybe become one of my favorite titles from the studio just in general, but I might be biased because I'm a bird. Alright, Tokai, could you send me references if you have any? I think you have my Discord, yes? Heart of the Woods is also really good. They're one of those studios you kind of just can't really go wrong with. Astral Shift is another one of my favorite studios along that line of, like, just really good games for kissing girls. All right, so let's see. Passel, what is the current status on our stamps? Three people? Okay. What is the current order? So Tokai Nanase would get priority, so would Meowstachio, because they don't have stamps yet, but gotta redeem them. Dealies I'm finishing up right now. This is cute. Nyar is always really fun to draw. Trying to think what else I should add in here, if anything. But I think this one might be fine. Stamp. Alright, let's get... let me reset my canvas rotation here. We'll do this, and... this. Okay, so... we know what Tokai Nanase wants for theirs. What does Meowstachio want for theirs? Berserker. Let me quickly look up Berserker, because that is one of those Pokemon I can't draw from memory. Alright, and which stamped style would you want this on? Like what shape? Round? Okay. Alright, so Berserker's pretty simple. We'll go with red because it contrasts the best with the colors that I'm planning on going with. We will get ourselves a circle. We will fill that circle in. Then we will add the horns. We will add the little crest thingy on top. Then we will grab silver, go up a layer, add that coin shape in. Put the lines on it. Then we will cut this whole shape in half. 1 whisker, 2 whisker, 3 whiskers. 1, 2, 3. We will merge that. Add in the rest of the beard. Then we can clip the transparency on this. Get the mouth. Fill that in. Clip the transparency again. And we've got 4 teeth up top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Close all of those off. Fill them in. Then on the bottom we have 1, 2, 3 teeth. Come up here and separate those off. I think I want to make this coin a little bit bigger if I can, actually. More like that. There we go. And then we will grab this. Pop these in here. Hydrate, I can do that. Gonna flip this eye around. Ow. Painful. And let's do this. I nearly spit my drink at the gold chip dropkick. See, so the thing is I have my hotkeys set on Clip Studio to also coincidentally be the exact same hotkey that is used to send a horse violently hurtling at my head at Mach 25. Ow! Ow, stop it! Ow, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Painful. Now I have enough blunt force head trauma at least to last me for a while. And then we just need this like this. And this like this. And we've got ourselves a Berserker stamp. Was that a sound from Pokemon? Yes. That is on the Feed the Hoot Hoot command. That will drop some berries onto my head. I have every single berry from every single Pokemon game in that redeem. There are so there's a lot of berries in Pokemon. Like I already thought that there were a lot, but then like
Barrel.
Putting all of the berries into the redeem was a lot of berries. Like, there's just a lot of them. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, so now we got to do Tokai Nanase stamp. What shape stamp do you want this on? I just finished Mouseyashio's stamp. And then we will get Tokai Nanase's in next round, considering working with glasses. Fair enough. Let's take a look at your design here. Plan out my colors. So I'm thinking red background. I did oceans. Don't worry, I'm keeping track. Alright, so let's see here. Let me open this in browser so I can actually zoom in. And let's get ourselves some guidelines here for this, because I want to at least have a rough idea of where things will go. big old glasses. Maybe actually take this whole shape of the head and move down. And then we can put a big old grin here. You got your little hair danglies. Put an ear here. One bang, two bang. Third one goes kind of over. Then you've got the little double one. The way that your Ahoge is shaped makes me kind of think of like Acerola from Pokemon with the hair clip. While Pokemon is on the brain. And let's see, what would be better contrast? The sweater or the like hoodie? I think the hoodie probably gives us the better overall contrast. So we'll go with that. It started as a single one, but as I changed model, it just kept sprouting extra strands. Honestly, fair. I'm thinking of eventually, once I am not dead broke, updating my model to a V2. But doing a 3D model, which I don't really have that much specialization in, but like I've kind of gotten, I've got a rough idea of it. But I feel like going to a 3D model would help a lot with some of the other like silly redeems I want to do. I know, I'm very much glad to be back to streaming to Meowstachio. Like, it's one of those things that when I'm not streaming actively, I miss it a ton. V2 has been coming soon for years. It's true, because I keep changing what I want to do for, like, the V2 model design. I mean, if y'all want a sneak peek, boop, there you go, sneak peek. No, I'm just kidding. I'll actually go over to it for real. So this is probably what we're going to look like for a V2. Ignore the little witch costume. That's spoilers for a thing that I can't afford right now. But this is probably closer to how we're going to look. So a lot closer to how I usually draw myself. Okay, and then we've got the little X here. So let's now start figuring this one out. So for our skin tone, we will go with this. So let's blob in these shapes here. Everyone send the bird the funny numbers on your credit cards. Don't forget the 3 digits on the back. It's important. Yeah, we could do the Discord reactive at some point, Charm. Just let me know. Okay, so I need to fill it in like this. I'm trying to not rob myself of my references here while I am filling in the rest of the stuff. Fill in the glasses. Now, I know I've said this before, but I love your design. Like, I might be biased because Glasses enjoyer, but like, it's a good look. We'll just do it more as like Coke bottle glasses. Alright, so now we need to finish filling in the skin tone. And we will need the dark brown for the hair. So we've got the 1 bang, the 2 bang, the 3, the 4, side dangly number 1, side dangly number 2, the little bits that poke out here on the back and the sides, and let's fill that in and see where we're at. We will need the hair bun, which we can then just erase from the little thingy here. We will need this bit sticking out, this bit sticking out. One hair bit, 2 hair bit, and 3. Me play something obscure and ancient that nobody has ever heard of before? Perish the thought. You know what? Maybe white background color is better. And then we could just go blue for the sweater here. Because then that frees me up to more readily use, like, the red to do this. I think I'll go blue for the little hair. Maybe the hair clip should just be left out. Though they're very visually striking, they also don't contrast well in this color palette. Maybe if I just make them small. Or white. No, that looks like angry eyebrows. Gold. That matches the skin tone. Yeah, I think it's probably best to just leave them on the side here. Let's go all the way to the bottom layer here. And then we can fill in the couple blank spots that are missing that I just didn't notice on the canvas. Alright, we're getting kinda close on this one. I think I'm probably fine mostly without the reference, but we'll see. So there's that. Then we gotta get this and the big poofy. And now we can come up to the top and bing, 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 bing. And there we go. Let's add a couple more lines in here just because that doesn't look as Coke bottle-y as it could. And what would be a good contrast color for the background here? I think we've used all of our colors. Because otherwise what I would do is I would put like a big old circle. The red could actually work. Wait, hold up. Grab this, selection from layer, create. I selected the wrong layer. And then let's go back up here. Do this. We can turn off the reference layer. We don't need it. Shrink this. Delete this. Shrink this by 30. Fill it again. And then grab all of these, merge them, and select selection from layer. There's a method to my madness here. Create. Invert selected. Get rid of that. Whoops, I missed a spot. There we go. And then we can just erase this along the outside line. And we've got ourselves a stamp. Yippee! Oh wait, there's one aspect I forgot here, but I can just fix that real quick. There we go. The little hair tie. Alright, so I think that brings us to everybody having had at least one. I'm debating on if I should keep going or if I should make dinner. Because I already made dinner for my grandmother earlier, but I haven't made anything for myself. But first, we got to make the stamp. So let's do this. We will duplicate. We will merge. Oh, wait, I see what the problem is here. If I just do this, is it going to select the whole canvas? It is. Dang it. That's slightly annoying. Because then it's going to go like this. So here's what I can do. Merge visible to new layer. And then select this. Invert, delete. So now we've got ourselves this stamp. Then we can turn this off. And we can turn this one back on. And if I just select like this and then hit merge visible to new layers, will that do what I want it to? No, but that's fine. We can select invert, delete, and move it down to the bottom with the rest of them. We can select the area, merge to a new layer, select the inverse, delete, and onto the bottom it goes. Let's do it like this, actually. Finish stamps. And we can turn this off, turn this on. Merge visible to new layer. Select, invert, delete, turn off, and into stamps folder. Then we go here, and we undo our selection. I know, I'm actually pretty happy with that one. In general, I'm happy with, like, all of these. I think you clipped a bit of the border of the other stamp on the first one. That's probably fine, because what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the stamps and we're going to put them into a stamp. So there's gonna be some overlay here. And then we will, from there, we'll mess around and fix stuff for like a final post-stream thing. Because I'll post up all the stamps on Blue Sky and stuff too. Grab this one. And into the finished stamps you go. In fact, I'm going to do this too. Layers. Just so that we can shrink our canvas down while we're at it. Alright, that's just because that's below that. That's fine. So this one doesn't have a stamp in it, so we can just delete the folder. And then we grab our possum stamp. This is also a good way to see all of the stamps that we did. And into the finished stamps, and into the layers. Also, thank you, like, all for joining. I know this is kind of a little bit out there of a art stream concept. So, I'm glad it went over relatively well. I wasn't really sure what to expect with it. It's not that out there for an Avery stream, TBH. You know what? Fair. I like to do weird stuff. It's fun. As for upcoming streams, now that our schedule is kind of free again, we have a couple unfinished games, right? So we had started Tales of Vesperia, we had started Gudomine, A Monstrous Adventure. There are definitely other games that we had started and not finished. So I'm trying to decide here, and I'll let y'all kind of do the pick here. In fact, if Passel wants to start up a poll, that could be good. Because we have several options here. Final boss of RuneScape when? I'm not set up for the Inferno yet. I gotta get myself a Bofa. Also, there are a few reasons that lately I haven't wanted to stream RuneScape as much. The TLDR of it is the new CEO of the game basically, like, went in, canceled all of the Pride events for the game, and then basically framed it both as, like, queer people are immoral, but also he's protecting us by hiding us in the corner. And I was just like, I don't really know how I feel about that. Don't really like that. So, not, like, it sucks because I have been with RuneScape for over 20 years at this point. Like, I've been through other terrible CEOs. I've had other investment firms buy the game out and basically gut it. So, like, this isn't anything new, and I will probably stream it again in the future. But at least for the time being, probably not. Like, RuneScape is in an awkward position because, like, I've got friends who work in the company. I've got friends who used to work in the company. Like, the devs who actually make the game put so much passion and heart and stuff into the game. But, like, RuneScape might be one of the most, like, maligned by the corporate side of things games that I can think of. So it's like, it's rough because it's like, I want to play it, obviously, because, like, you know, I've got friends who are working on the game and putting their heart and soul into making it the best game possible and are doing, like, genuinely fantastic work. And then, like, you've got, like, the corporate side being like, yeah, actually, gay people shouldn't have any, like, presence in our game. And it's like, even more so because, like, the game itself has tons of, like, queer NPCs and queer storylines and stuff like that. Like, it's not like it was anything new, you know? You shouldn't stamp on an audience like that. Exactly. You should stamp on an audience exactly how we're doing here, where you take stamps and you put them on your audience. At the same time, you need to boycott to hurt the CEO's bottom line. Yeah, unfortunately, he's a money guy from the corporate investment firm side of things. And B, the unfortunate so the unfortunate thing is the new CEO is also a maxed player of the game who has played the game for many, many years. And outside of the awful decision about the Pride events, has made a lot of really good decisions, like lowering membership costs, like overseas, to equate with the cost of, like, the membership bonds, so that there's not, like, a price discrepancy there. And, like, is pulling back on the microtransactions and, like, gutting a lot of the, like, really, really aggressive microtransaction structure of RuneScape 3. And just, like, in general, like, a lot of those decisions are really good things for the health of the game. It's just that, unfortunately, it's all kind of undercut by the fact that, like, you know, yuck. I'm gonna duplicate this layer real quick before we put all the finished stamps in. It's, like, a complicated feeling because, like, it is ultimately the sort of thing where, like, a lot of the decisions for the game that are being made are really healthy decisions for the game that are then undercut by the really awful decisions for the game. And I don't know. It's like, I want the game to do well, and obviously, like, the game's community has a massive queer player base. Like we were playing the game before there were Pride events in the game. We will be playing the game now long after they've, like, tried and removed those out. So, like, yeah, exactly. All of the drips are warm clothing. This is technically an indirect nerf to Wintertot. Where do I want to put this one? We'll shrink it down a little and put it like there. The Screaming Possum should be its current size in front and center. But yeah, no, that is to say, I will probably stream RuneScape again someday, but for the time being, I think I just don't have it in me to. Hi, Mocha. We got a lot of round stamps. Very popular. I also might need to shrink down all of these stamps. Any other MMOs filling that void? I mean, like, I still play it semi-regularly. Just because, like, again, like, I've got a lot of friends in the company, and I want to see the new content that they've been pouring their heart and soul into. But as far as other MMOs, I've been playing a lot of MapleStory by another notably, definitely not evil company, Nexon. Nexon is also just very questionable, but, you know, what's a few lawsuits for, like, RNG manipulation against the players? Oh wait, I can peek this out, like, from behind another stamp. And then we've got Cat's stamp. Which we'll need to move way up. I mean, in general, like, having a lot of friends, like, in the development industry, like, you kind of just get used to the fact that, like, every company is just the worst. And, like, it just sucks because it's like, there's always so many people working so hard and, like, doing such incredible work to make things, and then, like, you've got the corporate side just doing everything they can to just sabotage it and ruin it. This Spook Echo's not a, like, super official one, so we can just peek them in here. Pope Leo, we can put up here. The Amogai, we can put here. And then this one we can just find any random little corner to... Actually, you know what? I think I'm just gonna hide it in there like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to take this and we need to clip it back. And we'll fill the blank space with whatever the least used background color is. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this, and then we can move this into finish stamps. We can take this. We can select the inverse. We can delete the excess. And I seem to have lost a finished stamps folder in there somewhere. I don't know where that went. But that's why I kept like this here, just in case. Alright, so now what we can do is we can turn ourselves back on a background, we can turn these off, and we can turn this on. And let's just nicely lay these out. Maybe we'll, I know what we'll do. We'll get a little PNG, a cardboard, and we can slap all these stamps on. So many stamps. There we go. I see what happened here. So we need to move this one out of the folder real quick. Turn these on. Turn all of these off. I was, but then I wanted to make the stamp, so I made the stamp. Turn this back off. Merge visible to new layer. Grab our stamp. Grab this, do this. Can turn these back off, turn this back on. Shrink this on down. Grab all these little bits that are just unnecessary out to the side. Delete them. And the one stamp that we're missing is my glasses, which I can fix right now. Do this. Then turn these off. Turn this back on. Wrong layer. Grab this. And then we'll shrink these down and do it like that. Can I send you the possum stamp later? Of course. Now we just need a good PNG of a, like, cardboard box. This'll do. We'll grab these. Or actually, let's see. Shipping box. Let's see if we can find a better one that is less tiny of an image. Because this one is... That's 2048 by 2048. That's not that bad. We'll do that. Okay. Grab this, and come over here. I didn't turn off the colors. That is these layers. Now I merge visible to new layer. Grab them all. Pop them in here. We'll shrink these on down so that they fit.
Barrel.
Barrel.
Mwah.
I heard my wife in there. That was so many. That was so loud. And we'll grab ourselves a permanent marker. Go to a new layer. And what's the address for chat here? Where am I sending this? I guess here? So it would be... And then this internet. Oh no, I put that on the wrong layer, didn't I? No, I just accidentally selected 2 layers. Oh yeah, I did spell Twitch wrong. You're so right. Also, the way you typed that was giving a little bit Walter White screaming from the back of a locked car. Alright, there we go. We got ourselves our shipment. Look how cute these are. Is this the monster parcel? This is the monster parcel. Right, we need to tape it. Let's just grab this real quick. Oh, wait, I need to do it like... There we go. It's all taped. That should hold. We're fine. Oh yeah, we might want some caution tape too. And we'll put a little bit of tape on that side too. Alright, there we go. We've got ourselves a package. And just so everybody knows who it's from, go with a highlighter. Shrink this on down. There we go. I think it's probably fine. Packages have never gotten damaged in shipping. Alright, so let me save this up as stamps. And I will post this to Blue Sky momentarily. Which I think, currently, my mouse seems to have decided that it is only going to be in Clip Studio. There we go. Let's see who is live so that we can go raid somebody. So, Moriko's streaming, but she has exactly 420 viewers, and I don't want to ruin that. Oh, right. I did want to do a poll. Right. So that's the last thing here, is I want to do a poll for what we will stream next. So we could either go back to Gudomin, we could go back to Tales of Vesperia. I have been really craving playing some Mega Man Battle Network. And I've kind of also been craving redoing a Sonic Adventure 2 randomizer run. Gurumin. It is spelt Gurumin. Why not do the poll on Discord? Because that would be smart, and I don't think. Yeah, I guess I'll put the poll up in the Discord. So that'll be there. As for now, I don't know what Core is doing in VR chat. Let's go see. Do you want to use the announcement channel? Yes, please. And I will set this up. I don't know what's going on there, but it seems to be... I don't know. I got no descriptions. You will all see. For now, though, I will thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time. I'll let you know in the stream, or in the Discord, rather, and on Blue Sky when the next stream will be. That will be dependent on the winner of the poll. I hope you all like your stamps. And until next time, love you all lots. And I can't wink, so I will do this. There we go, I'm winking. Bye-bye.